Hi there guys, I'm Fury Fighter, the developer of Scrapping Simulator. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on the furnace. So it's just going to be a basic tutorial. You want to start off at the hardware store and make sure you have quite a bit of cash on you. We'll start off with the furnace kit itself. That is pretty much $1,000. Once you've got that, you can start purchasing either the ingot mold, crucible, or gas bottle, but either way you will need one of each to begin. So we'll get a crucible. For the demonstration we'll get all of them. You don't need all of them, you just need one to at least be able to do the process. More just allows you to do more at a time. So once you've got all that, just for the time being, it just teleports straight home. In later updates that will be changed, and I will add sort of like a grid system, 1 by 1 meter, so you could place it say here, or the next grid over here, the next one here, rotate it, or here, wherever you'd like it. So I think that'd be pretty cool, but for now it's just pretty basic. So to start off, throw our crucible in. Once that's in, you will see a message here saying crucible has been added. If you save your game with the crucible inside, you'll need to open it back up, take it out and put it back in, just because it can really bug things out when it tries to save the crucible state while it's inside the furnace. So to fix that, we've just forced the player to put it back in to reset everything. So we'll start off here. You can add all, not all, but 4 of the materials, being iron, aluminium, brass and copper. Silver and gold, well, soon silver and currently gold, you'll need the chemical refining set for that, and I can do another video on that at a later date. So you can add and remove whichever one you'd like. Even if it has been melted, you still have the option to remove it, and that will just add it back to your raw material. So just for the tutorial's sake, we'll start with the lowest melting temp, which is aluminum, or aluminium, which is 700 degrees, and I will show you the other ones. Iron at the moment is 1800 degrees Celsius. In future updates that will be changed. Aluminum, brass and copper will need to be melted twice to get to their final refinement state of 99% pureness. And iron will only be a one-time melt, so that will save the high gas usage for very little payout. But anyway, 1800 for iron, 700 for aluminium, 1950 for brass, and 1200 for copper. And you'll notice here we've got a gas flow of 0. If we hover over our gas bottle as well, we can see how much gas we've got left, 50 out of 50 litres. It also tells us here in the furnace panel. So as we go up, we've got 25% of gas flow, which will get to a final temperature of 700 degrees, which is perfect for our aluminium. If we go up to 50%, that takes us up 950, perfect for brass, 1200, and so on, copper, iron, and hence why iron uses a lot, because you're using 100% of the gas flow. And as you probably saw, the gas remaining started dropping down pretty quick up at that range. So what you want to do is add your desired metal. You'll be required of 1.2 kilograms of scrap material, which will yield you a 1 kilogram ingot at the final process. So we add our metal, we put the gas flow to our desired amount, and we click this fire button up here, and that will light the furnace. And The way the furnace temperature raises has been lowered quite a bit in recent updates, just because it sort of happened within like 2 to 3 minutes, so you couldn't really do anything else, you just had to stand here and wait. So oops. Yeah, it has been changed drastically that it does take a lot longer to raise now, just so you can do other tasks, and you'll get a notification up in the top middle of the screen telling you that that's been done. You'll also notice while the furnace is getting hotter and hotter, there will be a red light that gets brighter and brighter. That's sort of like a visual indicator that, yeah, the furnace is getting hot. Otherwise you can just check back on the furnace panel itself. While that's going, you may be wondering, well, I've run out of gas, how do I get more gas? For the time being, when I do implement the base sort of, well, not base building, but the block system of where you can place objects, you will have to detach the gas bottle and pick it up and bring it over here. But for now, you just talk to John, the hardware store clerk, and just say I would like a gas bottle refill, and he tells you it's $70, and you just accept. Even though mine was not empty, I still had to pay full price, so just be wary of that. You will notice now it's full. Well, was, but it's still currently being used, so we're almost there. I'll close this panel so the notification will pop up. There we go, so we've got the notification that the furnace is idle and it's now wasting gas. If you do have a lot of materials to melt, you can just leave it on. You would take your crucible out and drop it onto any free ingot mold. Put the crucible back in and make sure you close the lid so the temperature remains up. And if you were doing aluminum again, you could just simply put it back in. The temperature for the furnace will remain up, which will be a good multiplier for the temperature of crucible temperature. So the higher this furnace temperature number is, the higher the quicker the crucible temperature will raise. And you will have about 3.5–4 minutes to wait for the ingot to cool. In later updates, once it's more refined, I would like to make it so you just put it in there for say 60 seconds at least until it's formed, and then you can pull it out with some tongs or something and dip it in oil or water, whichever is more realistic, I suppose. But you can see that's just melted now, and we've gotten the notification again. So we'll open that up and we can drop it into another one. And we can also do maybe some copper. And you can see here if we're up to 700 there, which isn't enough to get to our 1200, so we're going to have to get up to the 1200, which is 75% of gas flow. There is currently a bug with these particle effects with the flames, as when you put the gas flow up with the flame active, it makes the flame a little bit more forceful, but when it does that, it makes the light sort of not follow it properly, if that makes sense. Usually it should just stay lit, but while it's going really quick, it sort of phases around, which is quite weird, but I should be able to fix that. So we've got just over a minute left on that first aluminium ingot, and just over 2 minutes with the other one. Just about there, the furnace is sort of capped out, so that's restraining the crucible. There we go. So I'll open that up, and once you've finished, just to turn off the flame, the gas flow, everything, you just turn it off, and that will extinguish the flame and it will stop using your gas. So you'll notice there's no crucible in there at the moment, so we've got that message. We can pop that in there. So once these are done, they'll just pop up and they'll be like normal, just objects. that you can carry around. You can sell them at either the pawn shop for a set price, I will show you that, or the scrapyard, which works off the current stock market value. So now that's become available, you'll see it'll pop up a little bit. So we'll go take this one over to the pawn shop. And you just drop anything in there, even e-waste items, and you'll see the aluminium ingot of 1 kilo is going for $23.95. You can click left mouse button or E to sell that, and then this will become available again for you to put another item in. So that other aluminium ingot should be done by now. Okay, so the other aluminium ingot is done now. Just gonna take the shortcut through old mate's lawn here. So we've also added a what I would call a dialogue system. It's very basic at the moment, but it does the job. So you can ask old mate what this place is, or you can sell materials. So here we can sell our ingot for 27.21, which the price isn't the greatest. It's a little bit above the average, but it could be better. We do have 45 seconds until market change. We'll see what happens after that. Okay, so the market's just updated. I think it did just go down. Yeah, it just went down a little bit, so we're going to lose out a bit of money, but that's fine. So we'll also sell our copper ingot. And very much the same process. You can either decide to collect these and put them in the storage shelf, or just sell them straight up, as you'll always get more money for an ingot form rather than selling, say, 1.2 kilos of raw copper itself. So 96.51, that's not too bad for copper, even though the price is down 50 cents, over 50 cents, so that's not a bad price. We'll sell that. I hope this guide's been useful for you all. If there has been anything you believe I've left out or that I may have forgotten, please do let me know down in the comments and I'll try correct it. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you.